The name Africa, what comes into your mind?
Well, I just see nothing but a beautiful continent full of opportunities that are not tapped. That's what I see when I see Africa. Everywhere I go, it's just opportunities and opportunities in various forms, various shapes, various colors that are waiting to be tapped.
Do you think Africans can make it in Africa?
Yes, of course we can. If we don't make it here, where else can we make it? This is our comfort zone. We have all the resources. I mentioned earlier on that up to 62% of farmable area in the world today is in Africa, both aqua and crops. So there's no better place to be right now than to be in Africa.
This is my home grounds, and I know that when you play at home, you score more goals.
There you go too.
That's a good one. My brother.
Hey, Maya, good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Welcome to Flow.
You know, I want to tell you something. Thank you so much for being an African, not an African.
Thank you.
You're doing something that a lot of Africans think that it's impossible. You've done it. And on behalf of all Africans, we want to tell you, Ahiko.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is, man.
How do you feel knowing that you have the biggest tilapia farm in the entire Ghana? I mean, indigenous farm, right?
Yes, the indigenous.
Yeah.
Because there are some boys bigger than me, but they are not indigenous. So we are the largest. We are the largest indigenous. Everything built from scratch. Global resources, local resources cooked in one bowl to give you tilapia.
Whoa. I really want to know what makes your farm the biggest farm in Ghana.
We are very humble to actually be occupying that position in the first place. But our principle is like producing a local solution, local for local people. So we bring the best materials you can find around together, and we combine them. Best materials in terms of fish feed, in terms of human resources. And you can see here that we have very good brains, and they are all local materials. We don't have expatriate and stuff, though they are equally good, but we believe more in building the capacity of our people to rub shoulders with those things. And we try to get the best experienced people in the industry. If we find one anywhere, we will bring them here. We brought people from all kinds of places, you have no idea, to come and interact with our team, to come and share knowledge. We've done classroom sessions and stuff, and do knowledge transfer so that we can enhance the capacity of our team so they can compete at any level, and then that gives us a lot of mileage in terms of output and achievement.
I can't wait to show what you've done to the entire world, but I'm that guy who is on a journey to celebrate African excellence, and I'm here to celebrate you today. I just want you to tell me who you are, where it all started, and I mean, tell me something about you.
All right, my name is Evans
Okay.
Kojo Danso Selassie, and my middle name is Selassie. The name Flossel is a coin name that we put together. My name is Selassie and my wife's name is Florence, so we decided to put the flow starting first. It's actually deliberate, and then the Salah coming.
Okay.
So we have Flossel out of that. And yes, the whole thing was her idea, Florence's idea, to start this aquaculture thing, and she was the first person in the family to take a course in aquaculture.
In her family?
No, in our family, to take a course in aquaculture at the Water Research Institute. I think by then I was in Switzerland or something. Hey, I went to take a course in aquaculture. I saw it in the Daily Graphic, and I think it's nice. Let's consider it. I said, okay, when I come back, we do it. And so that's why her name has to come first.
You know what? Behind every successful man, there is a woman, yeah? That story represents his story. Not all women, sorry. But, but you know what? tell me something about yourself. Were you born and raised in here?
Yes, sir. 100% homegrown solution. My dad is an Achim. My mom is an Ewe. I grew up in the coastal area at Aflau. And so I've been seeing fish from the beginning of my life. Sometimes we followed our uncles to the beach side to drag nets.
Is it from a rich background?
No, not entirely. If I tell you how I went to university, you would not like.
No. Tell us something. How did you go to university? Was it a tough life?
Yeah, it was really a tough life. My mom was my everything. My mom, my sorry to say, my dad was never there. I come from one of such families where your dad is never there, you know. And I'm sure you find one everywhere. So my mom was everything. It got really challenging at the point. I remember in third year, I had to go and write to the school to say I might not be able to finish the course. So I want to go and find some job to do. Maybe when I make money, I'll come back in the final year. And then my mom said, no, we can. She put up her property to sell. Nobody was buying. So I remember she had to go trace one of my uncles somewhere in northern part of Togo who lent her some money. And then I was already on the bus to Kumasi. I went to Kenya University to go and submit my letter that I will have to put my course on the hold. And then she followed me all the way. By the time we got to Accra to change buses, I said, oh, that's my mom. What are you doing here? I left you at home. I said, yes. And then she gave me a hug and said, no, we are not going to do this. We are going to finish your school. And she handed me the envelope. So I had to go to the school to go and pay. And then later on came back to pack my stuff and continue my school.
Because of this, I just want to say, if you're a mother watching this video, God bless you and be like his mother. Thank you. And
Thank you, sir.
After school, did you ever live abroad?
Yeah, after school, right after uni, I joined Nestle for my national service. And they say hard work pays. And that's, I really, really attest to that. I'm a good example or testimony of that hard work pays phrase. When I was doing my service with Nestle, I was staying with one of my uncles in a Ashaiman. And he's late now, may his soul rest in peace. There were some challenges at home, so I could not come back home in time to meet those challenges because I would not be able to sleep at night because of the challenges. So I will stay as long as possible at the workplace. And so I will close with the afternoon bus 10, 11 p.m. And so I will stay when there were issues related to products, especially next week and next cafe I was in charge of. I will fix those things. And so apparently management was observing, was taking note of all those things. And I remember one time there was very heavy consumer complaints with one of our products that we produced only for the French market, Cameroon, Senegal, and France. It's called Nesquik. So when we mix the product, it will separate. So some parts of the product will be sweet, some parts will be bitter, and so on. So I was put on, they were looking for somebody to fix that. And so my boss recommended me that this guy can work on that. And I spent 3 days in the lab to work on that. That was around May 2000 April 2004. Yes, 2005, because I finished with 2004. So April I was on that project. And by the time I presented to management and they tested it, everything was okay. They asked me to go to the production line because the first was in the lab. So we did it on the production line. It did work. And then the following day, they called me up and gave me an offer. So I never finished my national service. My national service was for only 4 months. Oh. Yes, so. And
that's how you found yourself working for Nestle. And how did you work for, how long did you work for them?
10 years.
10 years?
Yeah. 2004 to 2004.
And after 10 years, what happened? This has nothing to do with mixing Milo and mixing coffee together.
So I remember when I told my boss that I wanted to quit. I didn't give my resignation letter to him directly. I gave it to the HR. So the HR informed him, hey, Evans is leaving. So he was at the head office. He called, Evans, what am I hearing? I said, so what are you hearing? Evans, tell me, what am I hearing? I said, can we talk about it when you come to the office? And you know where I was when he called? I was at my farm. When he called, that call came. What am I hearing? Is it true or not? It's an Arab. Is it true or not that you have resigned? I said, sir, it is true, but I prefer to discuss it when you come. He got very angry. Then I knew that the man would go. I gave the move, so I had to leave the farm. Then I was farming at the Wenya. And quickly left the farm, got to the office before him. First thing as usual, he called me to his office. We have to talk. I said, yes, sir. Why are you leaving? How much is Coca-Cola paying you? How much is Diageo Guinness paying you? How much is that? I said, sir, it's not about money. You should know by now. I work here for 10 years, and you know I'm not cash driven. And yes, everybody likes money, but the passion, you know it already. So yeah, so what are you getting in this? I said, I'm going to farm. Oh, fuck. From what? From fish. No way, this is not what we prepared you for. This is not what we've trained you for. We have a development plan, we have this, we've that, and you've gone through it, you're in the middle of it. Why you want to quit now?
Does it mean that when you were working for Nestle, you are still farming?
Yeah. I had the fish farm.
In where?
There was at the way, yeah.
Is
We
it
started a farm from
your-
my house in Pram Pram. After Florence did the first training in aquaculture at ADEC, we made 2 ponds in my house in Pram Pram.
Oh, okay.
So we went. I remember we went to the ministry's hatchery in Ashaiman to get about 600 fingerlings. That was the first fingerlings I ever bought in my life. And we put it in the pond. We didn't know how to handle. Nobody trained us. We took it to the house. By the time we got home, we had lost half. So we kept the rest in the we kept the rest in the pond.
Then let me know, yeah. You know, something must inspire apart from the fact that your wife learned aquaculture. What really inspired you? What drove you to enter into aquaculture then?
Yeah. I mentioned earlier on that when the industry started, it was completely foreign operators dominated. So one time, Florence and I drove all the way to, I won't mention the name of the farm.
Don't worry.
At Akuse to buy fish.
Okay.
To buy fish. And the gentleman would not, we drove all the way, the guy would not sell fish to us. And those days Tilapia was very scared. He said, no, you have to get an appointment, you have to get a number, and when you need 2 weeks for that, and when you get the number and you come based on that number, you'll be surprised. This is fish. It's supposed to be. And
Fish needs appointment.
Yeah, and we were not served. We were not served. You are laughing, you know, you're former boss. And when when we drove back, this is the painful aspect. Driving back, because I was so furious, by the time we got to Shah Hills or whatever, my car broke down and I checked the engine was off. And so I was like, nah, this has to start something. So I told him the story. One day he came here to get fingerlings. He came here.
The man that made you start this came here
he
for
didn't know he made me start. He didn't know. So, but I told him that the first day he was here to get fingerlings himself, I told him, okay, you remember this, you remember this. I said, no. I said, okay, yeah, this is what you do. And there's another interesting one also, I'll tell you. And then when I was making the inquiries, gathering my data on the feasibility to start the farming, I was with Run and Fish Feed. I went to their office and they had a sales manager by then, quite a Belgian guy, technical guy. I went to his office, hey, I want to start fish farm. Nice, not the first question he asked me. How much money do you have? I said, okay. I was then an employee. 10,000 cedis, to me 10,000 cedis was a lot of money. 6-7 years ago. Oh, 10,000 cedis, that's not enough money for fish. What are you talking about? I said, yes. Then he removed his glasses like this. I tell you what to do with 10,000. Okay. Do you know Afienya Junction? I said, yes. Between Afienya Junction and Prampan Junction, there's a big gutter there. We can use part of the money and block this part of the gutter and block that part of the gutter and then put some fish in there. And then you can do something. That's very sarcastic, actually. And each time I meet him, I tell you, I refer him to that all the time. He comes here to convince us to buy his fish feed and do this. Why don't you do this? Why don't? And I keep referring him to that. You remember when you told me to go and block the gutter and put fingerlings in because I only had 10,000 to farm fish. That was the first advice I was given.
And through this, we've been able to build one of the biggest in the entire country. I don't know if I should actually keep working with, but I don't know if I should ask you this. Is your farm bigger than his farm right now?
Oh, in terms of capacity, we are a lot bigger. A lot bigger.
This is the success stories that I normally want to hear, so that this kind of stories will inspire you that you don't give up. I mean, the person who told me that work hard, when I wanted to start a YouTube channel, the person who told me to work hard, I wanted support from him. He said, no, I can't support you, work hard, you'll get there. I can divide my subscribers into 1 million, you still have one. You know? So I love your story, but I mean, where are we right now?
So we are at the hatchery site, the site we saw before, the back with the ponds buried in the ground there. That's the where we do the breeding. That's the breeding station.
Okay.
So in every of those ponds we have about 250 females and about 75 or 90 males. we pay them in a ratio of 3:1.
Okay.
And
So
every male has 3 wives. Or 3 females if you want.
Can we apply that in real life?
It depends on your faith.
That would be good, though.
It's actually working.
Like, I mean, like, what am I? You pair me with, is it 8 or 7?
We can do 7 actually.
Thank God. Can't wait to be a fish
Can we
someday.
play him in one of our farms?
Can't wait to be a fish someday. Yeah.
But it's also a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work for the poor fish. Because if you go high like that and you see the meal after, you realize that they are a lot stressed. So that's why you have to meet their nutritional requirements. It's a lot of work. It's not only for the fun aspect.
Yeah, I won't be stressed. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. Is this the main fish pond?
These are holding areas for breeders and that we use for breeding here. So in between the breeding activities, we keep them here briefly so we can condition them.
Okay.
What stage is this?
Okay, so this is the fingerling stage.
Okay.
This is also the
So
fingerling
the
stage.
fingerling.
They are still in the fingerling stage, but a much more advanced form. Okay, so what you saw over there was the post-fry stage. Most of them were in the post-fry stage. So when they hit the post-fry stage, that is between 0.1 to 0.3 grams. They bring them here,
Okay.
and then we raise them to about 2 to 3 grams. Okay, so it's at that point that they are nearing the juvenile stage. Okay.
Whoa, this is so impressive. You did all this by yourself?
Yes, not only by myself. Thank you very much. There's a flow in the flow cell, the lady behind the whole vision, the whole dream, and there is a good team behind as well. I have a very good team of workers who support to make this project as successful as it is today.
I think it's because of you, your wife, and the family. That's why Kwame Nkrumah said a black man is capable of managing his own affairs. I mean, things like this in Africa, when we see things like this, we don't attribute it to a black man. You've done it. And that is why I wish I can open my jacket and I say that you are an African, not an African. Thank you. How many cages do you have in here?
We have 38 cages in total. Each cage has the capacity to do 30 tons.
30 tons.
Yes.
So does it mean, I want to know how many fishes are in there?
Each cage has a production capacity of 120,000, but we peg operationally between 60 and 80,000 fish per cage.
And how often do you harvest?
Every week. Every week. We try to put fish on your table every week.
And during harvesting, how many tons do you harvest in a week?
In a week, 3 to 4 tons. 3 to 4 tons every week. And that's about 3,000 to 8,000 fish there about every week.
Sorry, we just had an accident. Sorry, but it's all right. See, I just want to know, yeah, with the 3,000 tons, how much will you sell it?
A ton goes for 15,000. You want to count our numbers? Yeah, it's okay.
This guy is a billionaire. Yo, listen. Agriculture is the future. I wanted to ask you this question, but I think the question has already been answered.
I think the head of the African Development Bank made that statement very boldly, that if you want to be a billionaire in the future, the sector to look at is agriculture.
But this is the, sector that so many youth of Africa don't want to involve themselves into.
Yes, that used to be very so much the case a couple of years ago, but I've seen in the more recent times some young men making moves such as this, because it's got to be based on your passion, and these days there are appropriate technologies that you can introduce to your business, and the youth of today are more tech driven than so many years ago. So we have solutions where we can even have drones in the water to check the fish, their weight, their feeding and everything, and this all attract the youth. We can have the snooker diving stuff that also attract the youth. So it depends on how it's packaged and how it is structured. You can attract they use. Most of them don't know. So it's a very good stuff you are doing by putting this story out there. Then they can see the possibility in it, and then they can come back home for us to venture.
My friends normally tells me that, you know what, we want lucrative business. Is this lucrative, by the way?
It is lucrative. Every business is as lucrative as you want it to be.
After hearing you, because I'm a mathematician, yeah?
Okay.
So I just want to say that, would you say that fish farming is equal to gold mining?
Probably even better.
Oh my goodness. See, I'm starting fish farming tomorrow. I'm starting it.
My brother.
Thank you.
But I have fingerlings for you.
Oh, thank you so much. But this comes to my next question. There's so many young Africans that want to invest in this. I mean, would you say that it's more expensive, I mean capital intensive when you are starting?
Yes, it is. There are two or three key pillars. The quality of the knowledge with which you go into it is very important. The technology you want to go with, and then the workforce. Those are the three things. So you need to have the right knowledge, which includes knowing which species of fish to work with. You know, not one size doesn't fit everyone. So maybe tilapia is good for us because of the environment, but if someone's environment will require something like clarias or catfish or adrian, so you need to look at it properly before you tailor your solutions into it. So yes, one size doesn't fit all, but then you need the right knowledge, right network, right technology, and then you are good to go.
How much will you say it's okay to start up? I mean, you have done it, yeah? I mean, you started from your backyard.
Yes,
I mean, how much did you invest in it? Because right now it looks so big and people just felt like you just wake up and started something like this.
No.
How much money did you invest from day one?
From day one, we started with about 15 or 16,000 cedis, and then another 50,000 went in, and today we talk about an investment close to 8 million Ghana cedis in 6 years.
This year, I really want to show my audience how to fish. I'm not saying that you just have to be a fish farmer or you need to start a catfish, but I want to go into details. Yeah. How much do you have to invest, and what do you think is the profit margin?
Okay, so let's say we take a base of 1,000 fish. Okay. For you to be able to produce 1,000 pieces of fish at half a kilo each, or even 300 grams, the size of my palm. So this 1,000 fish will give you close to 300 kilos or 350 kilos like this. You will require close to 65% of your cost is going to go into the feeding.
Whoa.
Close to 65% of your cost is going to go into the feeding, and then the rest is going to be labor, infrastructure, and operational expenses, the cost of the logistics and stuff. And then if we are able to do that, and if you have good, healthy fish from good source, you can be sure to make margins between 30 and 50% on your returns.
Wow.
If you follow the good practices, no shortcuts, just like every business, no shortcuts.
What type of, what method of fish farming are you using in here?
We combine quite many techniques. On this side, the grower side is completely cage culture system. On the hatchery and the nursery is pond system.
And who built this?
All these cages were built by ourselves, built by ourselves.
You and you were in Nestle for 10 years, man.
Oh yes.
They don't teach you how to build caves, man.
No. I didn't do fish in school. I didn't do fish in school.
It had nothing to do with fishes.
No. It was just based on fashion. My first degree was in biochemistry. So I came out as a scientist, and then later on I did a second degree in project management, and then another one in finance. So this was just based on what I love to do, what I want to do, what I want to spend my time playing and doing business at the same time, like combining hobby with business.
So which means that you brought the locals together?
Yes. The unique thing here is how we are able to blend both the local solutions with the imported solutions, including knowledge, and we put all together and to develop this business. And not to mention the support systems that we have. We work with 2 to 3 key main institutions in terms of knowledge transfer. We have the WISH, the American Soybean Association. They have one section called the World Initiative of Soya in Human Health. They have a group of consultants they bring to us from Auburn University, the people who have 30, 40 years experience in aquaculture.
Okay.
They are able to bring them here and they spend time with my staff and myself and training us. Sometimes they fly my team to the university in Alabama and they go through intensive training. And then we also have the Dutch embassy. They have what we call the POOM, the Senior Expert Network, which I encourage every entrepreneur to tap into. It's free knowledge. They can resource your business with for about a week people who have 30, 40 years experience in business management, advanced senior experts, you know, and they can spend time to shape the mindset of your people and train them and stuff. This is for free. You don't pay anything. And so these are all solutions that I advise young entrepreneurs that if you venture into whatever kind of business, they have big pool of consultants. You know, just speak to them. They will ask which area your expertise you require is in, and then they'll give you the right person to help you.
What are you doing to transfer the knowledge that you have right now to the youth of Africa who are looking forward to start tilapia farming?
We love to train a lot. We love to share our experience. A typical example is what we did in October. For the first time, we had participants from 11 countries here in our farm. We had them for 2 weeks. It was sponsored by the Soybean Association, and then we took them through intensive aquaculture, through the hatchery, through the nursery, through the cage, and there was some classroom work, and they all went back to their countries, and we keep receiving good testimonies. Next week there will be another delegation from Nigeria, about 12 of them, aquaculture operators. They will spend a week here with us trying to learn more about our technique. So yeah, and with the various universities as well, because that's where the hub of breeding these young people. You know? We have an MOU with the University of Science and Technology and with the University of Cape Coast as well, and we just are in discussion with Legon for the same now. So they keep sending their students to us for internships ranging from 1 month to 3 months.
Wow.
And we even have people up to the PhD level for their practical work. It's our way of giving back to community and encouraging young people to say, hey guys, there's something else we can do. And through that, we even picked some good ones that we have employed. Oh my God, you made it.
We finally brought the fishes to the shores, and I want to know why is it that you have to bring the fishes in here? People are going to buy it?
Yes, they are now going to sort them into various sizes, various categories according to how big you are or the weight. And different sizes attract different prices.
Whoa.
So that's what's going to be done here.
After seeing all this process, I feel like you make hard things look easier.
Waste is making it possible. It's what, yeah.
Oh, okay. Making it possible. And you're back? Keep calm and eat tilapia. I'll eat tilapia before I get out of here. But I want to know, what is the major challenge of having a tilapia farm? The major challenge that we face?
Two main challenges. Financing the feeding is quite challenging, or the conversion process, you know. And then also fish health. We've had major challenges of fish health in the past. Majority of that has been resolved now. So the biggest challenge on the desk now is financing the conversion process, the feeding process.
Do you think the system in Africa helps African entrepreneurs?
It is very hard to have entrepreneurship success in Africa. You need balls.
Why is it so?
Systems don't work. Systems don't work. You see a lot of discrimination sometimes, especially against indigenous. Support systems are very difficult.
Sometimes you'll be surprised that there are solutions that are out there, but having access to them is very difficult. You know, it's not very easy. Like for example, I have colleagues who started similar projects in China, and they have very smooth support, and you see their project a lot miles ahead of you. And the difference is only in the support systems. And so succeeding in Africa is very difficult in terms of entrepreneurship. That's not to say it's not possible. It is very possible to do, but you need balls. You need to have some bit of patience. You need to be able to take some big steps.
If you had the chance to change something in Africa, what will it be?
I'll create more entrepreneurs in Africa. I'll create more young business people in Africa so that they can become prosperous. And it's only prosperity that we can drive poverty out, not excessive jobs.
You are young, you've done it. There's so many young Africans watching us right now. What will be your final message to them?
Hey guys, come home, let's do this. We can make it possible. Whatever area of that interests you, whether it's aquaculture, any other business, if we push hard enough, we can turn this around and make our continent a better place, because it is possible and we can make it possible.
I want to say thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate your time. Where can we reach out to you?
Yes, our website is www.flowcellfarms.com. Our WhatsApp number is +233 244 889584. And then you can reach us on Facebook as well. Just look for the word Flowcell, and then you will find Flowcell Farms, and you will find us. And we look forward to hearing from you. Ask us about our fish, ask us about our process, ask us about how we can do it, and we are willing to share experiences with you.
I want to say thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and be part of the Million family, and I'll see you all in the next one.